Queens, I was going through my things and remembered that I have a Dinky here from a few years ago that I have never worn. And I was curious to see how they stacked up against each other. So today we're going to be looking at the differences between the older and vintage Dinkies and the newer releases or re-editions. So let's get into it. Hey, Andrea, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you know me, you know that I like what I like, but I'm allergic to full price. If that sounds like you, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I upload new videos. But let's get into it today. So I wanted to take a look at the new versus the old Dinky, and I kind of already have an idea, well, about my opinion on how they stack up against each other, but I wanted to share with you guys to open up the dialogue because Coach has just really been knocking the ball out of the park with these, I guess you could call them re-releases of their originals pieces. And the Dinky is one of the ones that I've just purchased within the last few weeks, and I really love this color. Y'all know we already did the unboxing on this, so we're not gonna go over it again, but it got me to thinking about the older Dinkies and why they stopped making them to begin with, because this really was a cool bag. So what I have here is a Dinky that I purchased around 2020. I don't know when this Dinky was made because I got it at it was like maybe $89 or $99. So it was one of those reserve pieces that I got off of the Coach website. A really, really good deal. I just have never worn it. But the thing that attracted me to this particular Dinky was the color blocking. But there are some variations, even of the older or vintage Dinkies. There are quite a few different variations depending on what year you purchased yours. So Coach makes, well, I should say they used to make, to me, the most memorable Dinky is the one that had the kiss lock um, compartment on the inside. Now, there were mixed reviews on that because a lot of people thought that kiss lock took up too much space in an already small bag. It was super cute though, and I never owned one with the kiss lock compartment on the inside. So if you have one or know someone who does, let me know what you think about that compartment in terms of how much space it actually takes up in the bag. Is it practical, or is it just something that looks good but doesn't really serve any purpose? Let me know. But anyway, so they make that one. And then, of course, they make a regular Dinky like this one that I have right here, that has just the regular slip compartments on the inside. But then they also had, I've seen Dinkies covered in tea roses. I've seen Dinkies with rivets and grommets. I mean, I've just seen all types of Dinkies. However, the vintage Dinkies from back in the day came with a really thin leather strap, kind of like this one right here, on this red Dinky that I saw on Etsy. Now, this one is not for sale, but it was posted up, and I thought it would be a good example just to show y'all. But if you can see, even on there, you see that that one has the kiss lock compartment on the inside. But look at how thin the strap is. So it has like a thin detachable shoulder strap. Now, this one right here has a thicker detachable shoulder strap, but we'll get into that a little later. I really wanted to compare the two. So if you just look at them, just eyeballing it, you can already tell that the older Dinky is a little taller, but not as long. So I went on ahead and found a listing. So the measurements that I have on here are the new Dinky. Let's start there. So this one is 10 1/4 inches long, 4 3/4 inches high, and 2.5 inches wide. The old one is 9 inches long, 5 inches high, and 2 inches wide. So this one is not quite as wide as this one, but it is 1/4 inch taller, and it is 1.25 inches shorter than this one. So let's look at the interior. So we'll start with this one. Take out the dust bag and everything. So the one thing that I will say about this Dinky, and this is part of the 1941 collection. And there are some Dinkies that came with the 1941 tag, and then there were some that did not. So of course, as you can see, this one does not have the 1941 tag, but it came with the 1941 dust bag, which was really confusing to me at the time, and it still is. But anyway, The inside of this bag is all leather, and the color of the interior is the same color as the contrast trim on the outside of the bag. So this color blocking is super gorgeous. Look at this. I don't remember what they call this. I want to say raspberry, but I'm not for certain. But guys, just super gorgeous. So you can see the whole back wall is leather, and then the rest of the interior is like that linen or material. So you have a card slot here on the front wall, and then there is a long zipper compartment on the back wall, and you can see like the story patches kind of stamped in. Really cute zipper pull. It's like a little link chain. You can get into here. There's a diamond here, which is weird because I've never worn this bag. Like there's change in here, and I'm trying to figure out why and how. Because I've never worn this bag. So I don't remember going in here and putting anything in here. But anyway, so this is what the back pocket looks like. And then as you can see, it says original glove tan leather here. And there is like a little small compartment here in the front. That same linen interior. And then the back pocket is completely leather lined. You see what the bottom looks like. Get a good side view. Gold hardware. You've got your regular minimalist turn lock closure that this was really like a Coach thing, especially back in the day on their vintage bags. So let's get into the new one. So the new one, we've got this same turn lock closure here. We have the back pocket. It's also completely leather lined, just like the original. But this has two hang tags. Neither of them are 1941, but this one has the original, and it also has the limited re-edition tag. So I wonder with Coach, with these limited re-editions, are they really going to be limited? Because if people like them and they are selling, I don't understand why they don't continue to produce these pieces. Because these to me exemplify like classic Coach. When people think of Coach and the Heritage brand, these are the pieces that people think of. As much as I love the Tabby and a lot of their newer silhouettes, these right here is what got Coach to where they are. So I'm just a little confused as to why they stopped producing these pieces, especially when I look at the prices on the resale market. Some of them are quite ridiculous. But anyway, so this one right here is completely leather lined in the main compartment. So unlike the older Dinky that has that linen material on the inside, it just has the back wall leather. This is all leather. This front pocket, as you can see, this one also says original, or what does it say? Yeah, genuine glove tan leather. Front pocket completely leather lined. Now this back pocket does have a linen inside, but very similar zipper pull. Really pretty. Just a little link chain zipper pull. Coach is stamped in. The story patch is stamped in, just like on the other one. And then the bottom is very similar. So the silhouette has not changed. They have just made some minor tweaks to the dimensions on the newer bag. And then they added a couple of things that the older bag didn't come with. So my bag did not come with the little thin leather strap that I showed you on the other Dinky on Etsy. Mine came with this gorgeous strap. So this strap actually, the color is the same color as the contrast on the color blocking on this bag. So let me just attach the strap so y'all can see what I'm talking about. The other thing about these Dinkies, and this has not changed, is that the placement is a little different, but not really. So on the older Dinkies, the hooks for the D-rings or whatever you want to call them are all the way on the inside of the bag, if you can see. So let me go ahead and attach the straps. They're long enough to kind of hang out once the bag is closed, so it doesn't look awkward or anything, but they are inside of the bag. So this is how it looks with the strap attached. Gorgeous bag, gorgeous. Obviously, the way this is made to be a crossbody. Now, of course, because the strap is detachable, you can put any strap on here that you want, and so it could be a shoulder bag. But these older Dinkies were really designed to be crossbody bags, and that's obvious because they only came with the long adjustable shoulder strap. And let me just show y'all real quick that this does say Coach on here on the D-rings. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but there's branding there on the D-rings on both sides. So on this one came with, this one came with a short strap. And it's thin like the original straps on the older Dinkies, but it does not feel the same. And we'll talk a little more about that in a minute. But as you can see on the newer Dinkies, the D-ring is not inside of the bag. It's on the outside. And this attaches to the same ring that the chain strap attaches to. So, of course, the older Dinky did not come with the chain strap. And I do think that's a nice touch. I really love the chain strap, is really probably what made me get it. And then the longer silhouette. I like the longer silhouette on here. So this is what this looks like. So this bag, these are the only straps that this bag came with. So it's obvious that when Coach re-released the Dinky, they designed it to be a shoulder bag. This is made to be a shoulder bag, of course, unless you decide to add a longer strap to it, because these both can come off. But as far as the leather on this bag, I'm going to go ahead and say, the leather on the old Dinky feels much better. And I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, but if you just get up close, see how this one has much more of a sheen than this one? They're both glove tan leather, but they feel like they're made from different, what's the word I'm looking for? The leather is not the same quality. Like, I think this is better quality leather than this. It feels much softer and squishy. This feels harder and more structured. And even though it's smooth, there is like a slight grain on this, if y'all can see. And you can feel it when you touch this bag. On here, this is smooth. And you don't really feel any texture, any grain, or anything. This just feels like a better quality and more expensive leather than this. But I like the style of this better. I like the longer silhouette. I like and I like the fact that they gave us a decorative chain strap on the newer Dinky. But let's just be honest, like, you can buy a strap from Coach or Amazon or anywhere else for that matter. So if you have an older Dinky, you could make that Dinky just like this one by just paying a few dollars and getting a strap. Like, you don't have to get the new Dinky to have this look if you have an older Dinky in your collection. So let's see what fits, and like if one fits more than the other. So I have my phone case. I'm gonna start with the old Dinky since it appears to be smaller. So I'm gonna put the phone case in a back pocket. And that fits just fine. It sticks up a little bit, but I think it's gonna do the same thing in the new Dinky. So I'm still in my Western tabby, y'all. Like, somebody's gonna probably have to pry me out of this bag. Like, I don't really see myself moving out of this bag within the next week. So yeah, I've really been enjoying the look and the feel of this bag and just how it carries. But anyway, I'm gonna grab some stuff out of here so that we can see if both of these Dinkies fit the same amount of stuff. So my 6-ring key holder, and I'm just choosing some random things. I mean, this is a small bag, so let's see here. What else would I try to put in here? All right, I'm gonna throw in my coin pouch. I've got gum. I'm gonna put that in this front pocket, in this front compartment here. My ink pen, I'm gonna stick that in the zipper compartment in the back. So even with this right here, it feels like there's more space, and there is, but the way these items are stacked in here is kind of making the Dinky bulge already. Can you see like the bulging up here? And it's because these two pieces, even though they're not thick at all, they're overlapping. So if I turn my keys vertically and then close, you see there's no bulging. So you really can't stack things up against each other in this bag or you'll make it bulge. I mean, and it still closes, and this leather is very soft, so it probably has a lot of give, but you still may not want that bulging. You don't want to stretch it out too much. So what else would I put in here? I don't have my wallet is definitely not gonna fit, but I will put, let's see if I have a card holder somewhere in here that I can use real quick. So I'll just throw this in here for the sake of the video. So I've got cards, my coin pouch, my key. So this is what it's looking like. And let me grab maybe a lip balm or something. Let's see here. I'm gonna stick my Kleenex in this back pocket, in the zipper compartment where my ink pen is. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna put that up here so I don't have to unzip just to get to a Kleenex. I'm gonna put that in here with my gum. So that's gonna go there. And then I'll put my chapstick and my lip paint. And my Born Aroma. And that's gonna have to kind of sit on top. So this is what it looks like. So this is how she looks stuffed. And not really stuffed. Like I could maybe squeeze a couple of more things in here, but to me, for this bag, without it starting to look wonky, I think this is the max that I will put in here. So let's just see how these items look in the other Dinky. But let me let y'all get a close up just so that y'all can see. So you may see just like some slight bulging, but nothing crazy. And of course, y'all already know, like I said, this phone case is gonna stick out a little bit, but I think it does that in the new Dinky as well. So I'm gonna do it just like I did the other one, just so that we can get the real effect. So key pouch, and it's going vertically. My card case, coin pouch. And y'all know in the other video I had mentioned that the coin pouch could be your card case. But the purpose of this video is to show how much you can get in this bag before it starts looking crazy, and if they fit the same amount. So that's why I'm using both. But like if you were using this bag and trying to save space, you could probably use the coin pouch if you have one for coins and cards. My Dior and my lip paint. And my chapstick. So then I'm grabbing my Kleenex and my gum and I'm putting them here in this very front pocket in the Dinky, just like I had in the old one. And then I'm going to put my pen in the back pocket. And my phone case in the back pocket. So y'all, this one is not closing as easily. And I tried to arrange the things in this one just like I had in the old one. So this is what it looks like. So it's tight. Let's see if I can get it closed. Like, it's a struggle getting this flap down, but I was able to get it closed. This is what it looks like. So this actually feels like a much tighter fit than the other Dinky, but as you can see, there's no bulging at all. And it's probably because this leather feels thicker and a little more structured than the leather on the older Dinky. But this is what it looks like from the side and from the back. So y'all can see, just like the older one, the case fits, but it does stick out a little bit. And I also feel like in this one, you can see the shape of the case, whereas in the other Dinky, this wasn't as obvious. I don't know how much give this leather has because it's not the same leather. Like I said, it doesn't feel as soft or as pliable as the leather on the older Dinky. So I don't really know if this will stretch and give us a little more room over time. But right now, it's really feeling like this Dinky may fit more. So even though this one is longer, I think the extra height on this Dinky and the quality or pliability of the leather makes this bag a little more spacious than this one. So now that we've compared the interior and exterior of the bags, I've showed you guys what fits in each one. It's time to give my honest opinion on which one I like best. And I'm going to have to say that I prefer the older or vintage Dinkies over the newer re-edition. Now, that's not to say that I don't think this is a nice bag. I still think this is a gorgeous bag. And I really like what Coach did, with the chain strap and making it longer. I think the longer silhouette is going to look better as a shoulder bag than this one. So for me, it's obvious why Coach made the older Dinkies crossbodies and made this one a shoulder bag, because I think this will look cuter as a shoulder bag than this one will. Likewise, I also think this one will look cuter as a crossbody than this one, especially with this super thick, gorgeous strap on here. But again, I like the older Dinky better just because I feel like this leather is just a better quality leather than the leather they are serving up in this newer re-edition. And then the other thing, even though I really like the added chain strap, you don't have to buy the new Dinky to get this look. Like, you can just buy the chain strap and attach it to a Dinky that you already have. You can also switch out the main straps on your older Dinky if you wanted to wear it as a shoulder strap. So both bags offer the same versatility. I just think this one fits more, and the leather quality on this one is much better. So that's all that I have for you today, guys. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Do you have a Dinky in your collection? If so, is it a newer one or an older one? And which one do you like better? Thank you again for watching. And don't forget, if you're going to get it anyway, you may as well save a few coins. Talk to you later. Bye.